City of Spokane.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. We're going to be building an audience as we go through this process. But again, Construction Career Day. We're out at the Spokane Interstate Fairgrounds. And what we're trying to do is talk to people about the fact that there's a lot of jobs that pay well that don't need a 4-year degree. A lot of them, it's a year, some training, maybe 2 years, or an apprenticeship. Kathy joining us from Garco. Garco, of course, one of the tiny little construction companies in Spokane that really without we would not have a lot of the schools that we have now. You guys are all over the place, plus you're building all of the hold basins for the new water system.
We have a few of the water basins that we're building.
A few of them, yeah, but they're huge projects.
They're big projects, yes. We have a lot of things going on in Spokane right now, and a lot of schools. We're building a lot of schools right now.
Yeah. Everybody is screaming about the fact that there's not enough tradespeople. There's not enough trained people coming in on plumbing, electrical, welders. Exactly. Has that been a problem for Garco as well?
Yes, because the age group is getting up there in age, and so they're retiring, and we have a hard time finding young kids to come into the trades. And personally, I have 2 boys. They're both in the trades in different unions, but it's been great careers for them, and we are signatory to 5 different trades.
Okay.
And so we have people that are in the unions but have worked for us for 30 years and are retiring with us, and wage rates are fantastic.
You know, that's one of the things is that those tradesmen are in demand, therefore they're paying top dollar. The other part of that is that it doesn't take forever to become a plumber, an electrician. In a year, you could be making really some pretty good money.
Some great money. And we have, over at our booth, we actually have, they start out at apprentice rates at 60%. I think some of them might be a little bit different on that, and they work their way up as they go through their training.
Right.
And, you know, the minimum wage right now in Washington is $11, and you can start out with the trades at $15, I think is one of the lowest on ours, and then all of your benefits. So it's a great opportunity for any young kid to think about coming into.
What do you do when someone says, I've got to make this choice? I don't know whether to go to college or, you know, I really enjoy construction. Do you tell them to go into construction for a while, save their money, then see if they want to go to college? Maybe they'll find what they want there, or, you know, and maybe a different part of the trade?
Well, they can join the union trades, and they can start working right away. Most of them can start working right away, and then they can be out on the job site. If they don't like it, they can always go back and go to college.
Right.
But it's a great opportunity for any kid to get into.
And I guess
and not all kids are interested in going to college.
Well, and that was the part I was going to mean, that you were certainly not sitting here saying that college is not the way to go. What we're saying is that there are a lot of people who, let's face it, 4 years and a liberal arts degree coming out and saying, you know, working minimum wage jobs, trying to figure out where you fit in the niche, when you could find your place in a year. You can work construction, you can find that part of it that you like.
Yes, and there's working out in the field, and there's also going to different trades to be able to do design and learn how to build, you know, design the buildings, and we have those opportunities in our office as well. So, because we have in-house design as well as our guys out in the field.
Your in-house design don't like to talk to me much because I come up with crazy ideas. I should say, again, Garco has been a huge help to the Extreme team over the years. Tim and Frank, now the aging owners, and I say that with love, and new blood coming in.
New blood coming in.
And so, again, thank you so very much. I appreciate it. All right, Garco, one of those. Who do we have? Come on over here. Come on, I'm just rotating people out. Thank you, dear. And again, eloquently said, her 2 boys, both in the trades, different unions, doing their thing. All right, who do we have?
Rob Revis.
Rob, how are you doing?
Good. Spokane Public Schools CTE Director.
All right, so you're here, you're looking at these kids. Now, back when you and I were in school, you and I would go down the hallway, we'd go to shop class, work on our project, then we'd hightail it to, it could be algebra, English, whatever.
Right.
Nowadays, they've sort of split off, so you have a central area for shop. We don't see a lot of schools with shop built in, do we?
Well, it depends on where you are.
There's a couple. I mean,
some don't. We've got some manufacturing shops at Shadle Park High School that's connected with Boeing and the aerospace industry. We've got some, well, obviously at the New Tech Skills Center, that entire area is set up that way. It's It's more blended than it used to be, so it's not just for those other kids.
Well, and that's what I was trying to get to, is that when you and I were going to junior high and high school, we had shop available to us, so we could try different things, but we still had math, we still had English stuff. A lot of times in the past, they've sort of separated that out so that you have to make a trip.
True.
You're going to be driving to that, and sometimes I think that takes that choice out of some of the kids' hands when they want to try something. They can dabble their feet into shop, where we learn whether we'd love to work with wood or not.
Right, and that's so our goal, one of the things we're trying to do is connect kids to pathways. So what is your passion, and what is the pathway to get to a career? Could be a 4-year, could be technical school, could be 2-year, could be through the military. But what is it that you're passionate about, and how do we help you get on a career path? And that may include some CTE courses. And so we're working to try to get equivalencies, because in the Core 24, which is a tight window for kids, they have to make choices. So we want to make sure that they're connecting what they love to do and getting exposure and experience. So activities like this, today's Career Construction Days, awesome. Because they may have never seen big equipment, never had the opportunity to play on it, manipulate it. And it's way different than when you and I went. I mentioned that I grew up, worked on the crew that brought in the Tidyman warehouse food markets in Spokane.
Oh, cool.
Back when I was 18, 19, for $8 an hour. Yeah. Well, now a kid who's 18, 19 has gone through an apprenticeship, $35,000, $50,000 a year plus bennies. Not a bad gig.
No.
So
no, not at all.
Much more lucrative. And so we're trying to change that image that people have in their head of what it means to be in construction, because it's different.
Yeah, plumbers now actually, when they're working on the extreme team, I make them wear belts. I'm just but it is quality trades. Again, the insurance, the benefits, but also you've seen the kids, and you know the ones, because I was borderline that kid. That once I found what I wanted to do, I was a completely different person.
Well, and there's tons of stats available. If you look at the Washington State national trends, kids who are CTE concentrators, kids who are in that, graduate at a higher rate than any other group. So they stay in school. It's relevant. It matters. They have a reason to be there. There's a reason to take the math class, because it applies to what I want to do in the next phase. So I think we're doing a better job, but that message has got to change for kids so they see it as lucrative a choice as a 4-year option.
I've got guys that, again, I've known for years who started out. They've worked 10, 15, maybe 20 years in a career and then said, I'm out on my own. And so they've got their own electrical, they've got their own plumbing, and they love it. They love being their own boss. Some, very small, making a nice living, enjoy it. Others have grown and do quite well, but more pressure, But all of that is out there with the trades.
Yes, and there's so much variety now. I mean, I think everybody still kind of sees it, you're leaning on a shovel, you're digging a ditch, you're swinging a hammer. With the new technology, with the new composite materials, with the new computer-assisted drawing and graphing, there's so many other ways to be involved in the construction trades besides just the heavy labor piece. And they pay well.
Yeah.
And they do have opportunities. You can branch from one to another. You're not stuck.
If you know how to drive an excavator, if you know how to operate heavy equipment, you're never going to be unemployed.
No.
Ever.
No. And right now, if you could drive an excavator, you could probably go to work all over the United States. They have the need so great right now with all the disasters we've had. That's who's going to rebuild that.
Okay, so imagine this, if you will. Your son or daughter, or perhaps you, if you're within this age group, the 20s, for the most part, even 30s.
Yeah.
You learn how to drive an excavator, heavy equipment in general. Once you get on one piece of equipment, other than a grader, I can't do a grader to save myself. But once you learn how to drive these and operate them efficiently, and you have that experience, literally, you can live wherever you want to live.
Yeah, you can.
Because you're going to be able to find that job, because it's how bad is it out there for those people in the trades to find how, what am I trying to say? How light are we in those qualified in the trades?
We're hearing all the time from business and industry how few folks they have coming in. So the opportunities to work are going to be almost limitless. Yeah. I met a welder just the other day who makes $100 an hour welding. So that's
not too shabby.
No, it's not too shabby.
It's more than I make.
Right.
That's more than most of us make.
Not too shabby.
Yeah.
And you're right, you can work anywhere. And the need is huge. And if we don't, we have infrastructure in this country someone has to take care of and repair and revamp. So we need those folks.
Can you imagine him talking to a class full? I mean, you've got that spark, and I thank you. Who else do I have to talk? Or am I? No, wait. No, come on in. You're out. Thank you. You did well. You come here. Okay. Suzanne, how are you doing? Mark Peterson. It's a pleasure. We're just rolling them through, and this is called cold interviewing, everybody. All right, what do you do?
I am the president and CEO of Associated Builders and Contractors.
All right, so you deal with the old dogs who've been around forever, and they're the ones saying, we can't find help. We can't find qualified people to come in. If they find a young man or woman to come in, shake their hand, look them in the eye, and say, I'm willing to work, those people are going to get a job.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's what they're looking for, is somebody that can actually come to work, get there on time, and do the job.
This is another part of that conversation that we're seeing, is that we are having a hard time finding those people who not only want to do the job, but will continue to show up. So these classes that they take, they really get an idea whether they want to do it or not.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Is when they take the class, they're actually learning some hands-on information and skills. And so they get to know whether or not this is really what they want to do. And also with the like the pre-apprenticeship programs, they do a wide variety of different trades. So they're doing electrical, they're doing a little bit of plumbing, they're doing some framing. So they're looking at a lot of different trades, and so they can have an idea of what area they want to go into when they're done with that program.
I know a lot of guys that work construction. They love it. They're framers, right? They go in and they frame, and then when the season's in, they're skiing. All right, and they go like, okay, this is I get a couple of months, and then they come back. Right. Anymore, we're seeing more and more. Right. It's 12 months out of the year. They're drawing these projects in, and everybody keeps working.
That's exactly right. That's what I keep hearing from my members, that they have too much work. Yeah. That they can't get all the work that they have on their books done, and they don't have enough people to do that. So no, nobody's slowing down in the wintertime like they used to. We're working all year round.
So let me ask you this, and I know you may have the numbers, you may not. What do we need? What do we need out there when it comes to trades?
All of them.
Just really all of them? I mean, it just across the boards? Yeah. Electricians, plumbers, framers, the works?
Yeah, and also, really what we're looking at, too, is laborers, people that can come in at that ground floor and work their way up and then decide what trade they want to go into. Right. But really, that's where I hear a lot of people looking for is the laborers and carpenters. But also, really all the trades.
I can tell you this, there are construction companies out there that will pay a good wage, hourly wage, to those laborers if they continue to show up. Right. And you may start at $11, $12, $13 an hour, but you could you can go up rather quickly. If you keep showing up, you got a smile on your face and go, boss, get out of the way, I'm digging it.
Right.
Let me do the work. And I hear that as well. I mean, I'm around these guys all the time, and they keep saying we need bodies.
Right. Absolutely. That's what they need, bodies to come out there and do the work. And most companies will actually, our association has training to bring people up into management too, or up into the supervisor or the foreman. So if they do a really good job up on the job site, you can work your way up to the top in a relatively short period of time. So, but really that's what we're looking for, is people that can come out and come out every day, do their job, and show up.
Well, and here's the other part, and I think you know people who've had this experience where there's nothing better than leaving something knowing that you built the wall, that you did the parking lot, that it really is a cool feeling.
Right. Yeah, and we hear that all the time from our members. They'll say, "Oh, I built this." And if you go into like any of their offices, they'll have pictures of the buildings that they've built. I know one of our members, Walker Construction, is working on the Loop downtown Spokane right now, and it's like the only perfectly circular building in, I think, the state, and they're just really excited about it. And that's and everybody working on that project is really excited and proud of it. So yeah, we hear these guys all the time like, "Oh, I built that. I built this road. I built this bridge, I built this dam, I worked on that."
It's pride. Yeah, it's pride in workmanship, absolutely. And it's that workmanship that we're looking to instill in some of these younger people that are coming up. And when I say younger people, we're talking high school, but we're also talking, those college age who can still come in and make that choice to go into the trades.
Yeah, absolutely. That's in fact, and we're also looking at veterans, people coming back from military service that, want to put their skills that they learned in the military to work. Those are really those are the kind of people that are good employees. They know how to get up in the morning. They know how to follow rules, and college students too. Maybe you start college, you go a couple years, and you realize that, hey, this is not for me. So maybe getting into the construction.
You mean
industry,
people
really
take breaks from college? Yeah. Is that true?
Yeah.
A lot of us have. Yeah. Hold on a minute. Yeah. And really, it's one of those deals. I know that there's union, there's non-union. I mean, there's all different venues and places to work and things to do, and it's a varied career choice.
Right. And, I think that one of the things that we've been working on this last year is we've been working, so Associated Builders and Contractors really represents open shop employers. AGC has open shop and union employers, and then we also have home builders. And we've all come together to really come together and work on this. What we think is going to be a crisis if we don't get more people into the construction industry and have more workforce available, that jobs are not going to happen. And what I mean by that is projects aren't going to happen. That bridge isn't going to be built. That building's not going to be built.
It takes hundreds of people to do those.
To get into that. And so I'm really, I'm very proud of the work that we've done as the three associations coming together and seeing that this is a crisis and that we need to, work together as a team. And I think that we're doing a really good job in that, promoting that to the community. So.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank
All right.
you.
Appreciate it. It's a pleasure. Who else do we have? Who's next? Oh, we're going to walk over to the hands-on. Okay. Look, how you doing? All right, fine. How are you?
Good. How about you?
Good. Oh, now where are we going?
We're going over to the hands-on section where a lot of the students will get to do things directly hands-on. So projects, we have everything from screwing into wood to drilling to...
Well, using, light equipment and heavy equipment as well?
Exactly.
Okay.
A little bit of everything.
Right,
so we actually have the first group coming in.
Let's see. Everyone's got fingers, toes, hands. Everyone's good? Yeah, all right, just checking. All right, guys, excuse me. Oh, you are construction. Well, Hey, guys, we're gonna come through real quick, all right? We're going to go do a hands-on. Oh, that camera's going to go crazy.
So we have a lot of the trades and associations here doing insulation, showing new products, showing new services, apprenticeship programs, both union and open shop. And it's really exciting to see some of the kids work on some of the material here, such as framing, insulation, actual surveying, a little bit of everything.
My dad's civil engineer, and so I grew up surveying.
Starting out sometimes.
Yeah.
You can hop into an apprenticeship program or, get hired on with one of the unions and you can make decent money. I know some contractors that are just starting into the trades and making up to $80 an hour because there is a gap in the workforce.
Look, and I've applied for those jobs. So you have PCI. So those guys, again, have helped the Extreme team. Divco has helped the Extreme team. We've got, when you look around, we've just had a lot of these people come in. They're bonded, insured companies. They're going to be able to get benefits. It's just the coolest thing in the world. Plus, I like this, the sky's the limit. So on some of this stuff, they learn electrical, they learn safety. They can go in all different facets of the job.
Absolutely. There is such a gap that whatever you're wanting to go into, you can. And what people it's the image of the industry is what we're trying to get out. There's so many different aspects. You could go into technology and with drones and remote control and everything coming into the industry. It's really kind of opening the minds of the next generation. So with remote control rollers and everything. Yeah,
it really is quite easy. So this is high tech. So back in the day when I was doing surveying, we had the theodolite and we had the mirrors, the EDM on top.
Yep.
Yeah, look at it, the old school.
I come from the industry. I'm familiar.
And so we would, we had the 5-mile mirrors, the 1-mile mirrors, and we had to sit there and hold. Now it's GPS, it's computer. It's amazing.
It is. It is amazing the way technology has come to the industry.
And we should say that, again, a lot of this does not need a 4-year degree. This is coming up through apprenticeship programs. There's training available.
Absolutely. And some of it's family-owned, coming up, just having a family member work for the industry and starting off, with a broom in hand or a shovel and just working your way up. And now some of those guys that I've known that are from the industry are now decision makers and owners. And so
I want to see what kind of noise they're making over there. Can we go over here and check this out? I just want to see what we have here. So, is that, the Hilti? Oh, that brings back more. Oh, that's not, is that a Hilti or a framer now? Look at this. See, I love it. See, that is so cool because that didn't exist when I was doing this at all.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah. Follow me. Just a minute. Kids, how are we doing? I'm cutting in line.
Leave it wide open.
Just leave it wide open and go? Oh, Hilti. See, I love... So back in the day when I was running Hilti, I had to be Hilti certified. Remember those days? So, yeah, somewhere. And so I'm loading... I'm 32 caliber, wasn't it? Or 30 or whatever it was for the big guns. And no one called the cops when I was doing construction in my basement. I said, this could, just saying it was loud. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's nice. So, can I show them a little bit? Here it is, just a little depression so that when you go to put your mud over the top of this, it's going to sink it a little bit. It's beautiful. This is bad. Naughty. But this is what it... Yeah, no, this is... Yeah, more than a clicker. That's right. Thank you, guys. All right, and again, PCI has helped out the Extreme team, so we do appreciate them, love them to death. All right, so when we look at these companies, they need help.
Absolutely. Everyone needs help. It's just trying to change the image of the industry, trying to attract the next generation, get more people involved, even a career change. Some people have found that, hey, maybe whatever they chose to go into isn't for them, and we're always looking for new people. Training is always available. Absolutely.
Okay, speaking of which, so is that air-driven? Is that just the gas-powered pneumatic? Cool. All right, so that's some of the new technology, some of the new tools that you're seeing. Now, if you get into the trades, you're going to be able to, well, sheetrock. I can't tell you, there's not one sheetrocker that is sitting on the couch unless he wants to be there.
Everyone is working around the clock. There's as much work as you want in overtime. Some of them are working 80 to 90 hours a week, and they're making good money doing so and having the opportunity to travel, even some too.
All right, that's outstanding. I love it. All right, so we have kids from all over the area, right?
Yes, high schools from all over the region, a lot of local, some of the outliers as well. Just kids that are wanting to come and experience this and learn and are considering construction.
Well, it should open their eyes because they go, oh, I didn't know I could do that. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I didn't know that existed, because they don't get to see a lot of this. They see their schools being built, but a lot of times they don't know what goes into it.
Yep, exactly. And with the hashtag campaign that we're running, we started it last year, and it took off. And we have a Snapchat filter, and we're asking kids to go and hashtag Spokane CCD 2017. And through that, I can monitor it, bring it up, advertise it for the kids, and we reached about 400,000 people last year.
All right, very nice. Give that hashtag again.
Spokane CCD 2017.
Okay.
Go check it out.
Go check it out. All right, thank you. Joel,
Thank you.
Can I borrow you a minute? So, Spokane Home Builders Association again. KXLY is a part of that group, and we thank you. Hello, good day.
Good to see you.
All right, you and I have known each other a few years.
Long time.
So, how many builders do you have under SHPA right now?
Well, we have about 700 members, probably a couple hundred builders, general contractors. Right. The rest of them are subcontractors and suppliers.
How many are screaming that they can't find good help?
Every single builder I talk to, first thing they say, every subcontractor I talk to, is that they need more workers. They're hiring right now.
Okay, and so they can still get in. They can get in ground level. If they're in their 20s, 30s, got a strong back, they can get in there and they can start work.
Make good wages as well. Okay. So it's a great career opportunity for them. So
when you're looking and talking to your builders, do they scream about one of the needed, or are they needing all of it?
It is amazing. Right now, the biggest issue is concrete.
Okay.
You know, just getting folks out there to do finishing, other skill sets, just basically putting in the forms, everything, just getting the ground laid. It's the basic first start of a construction after excavation. It's excavation.
And the excavators are saying, we need help. I need qualified guys who can drive the equipment. I also need those guys that can run a shovel. Yep. And they've got to start somewhere, but they start at $12, $15 an hour.
At least, yes, right now. And then again, it's employees. They're in the advantage right now. They're in the pole position because these builders are desperate. They need folks to do it. As long as you can show up, put on a good day of work, and learn the job and do your best, you'll be successful.
Thank you for putting that out there, because it really is. For those who continue to show up, better to be an hour early than a minute late.
Yes.
And if you're on time, you're already behind.
Yes.
So you need to be in there 15 minutes before, at 15 minutes, 30 minutes, but
It's hard work, I mean, no doubt, but it's also very rewarding. I always tell people, I can work 2 weeks and not see anything I've really done. Right. But if you're on a job site, you see at the end of the day, that's what I did. I accomplished something.
You've got your emails to show you how you've done.
I'll tell you about all my emails.
It really is different.
That pile of paperwork on
Yeah.
my desk.
That pile of paper was this high, now it's this high.
Yeah.
But that is, and we talked about that before, and I was, a builder. I wasn't a builder.
I grew up in a lumber yard.
Yeah,
so
I was
definitely.
throwing a hammer
Yeah.
both on rough and then on final. And I got to tell you, when I left, the wall was up, the wall was sheeted, the floor was down. I mean, you did something that
Well,
day.
and you start earning from the day one. Where you go to college, you're building debt. So you could be $50,000 to $100,000 in debt.
That next part of it. All right, really what we're talking about is the potential that everyone can face on changing their careers or changing the direction their life is going in. You and I, we both know guys who, if it wasn't for construction, well, they'd be doing something
You
different.
You could be a little rough around the edges and still get in the construction, but we've seen some individuals, just amazing people, and they're artists as well. So you got to remember, this is not just for the rough.
Oh no, but a finished carpenter coming in
they
who
do some amazing work, and the painters and things that they can do. I mean, it's a tremendous skill set, and it just provides. From my side, I'm representing the housing side. Mm-hmm. These are artists. They build unique homes for people. Some things they do, trim packages. It's art.
Yeah, they can come in, they can trim out a house in a day or two.
Yeah.
They're going to make really good money. They're going to have a good time doing it, and it's not crazy, stupid hard.
No.
I mean, it really is. You're not going to bust your back. You're going to be able to do a lot of cool
There's a
things
lot of great
in construction.
Now, when you start, you may be carrying some rock or doing other
Yeah.
things to get started, but you will slowly. Yes.
Come on in. You're the final one. Hi.
Hi
How you
there.
doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. What do you do?
Cheryl Stewart. I'm the executive director of the Associated General Contractors.
All right.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what you want people to know.
Oh, I want them to know. Let's walk out to the heavy equipment area.
Okay.
Probably a lot of what you've already heard. I want them to know about the amazing possibilities available for a career in construction. And I want them to know the need. The need is so great right now. We're just facing a dwindling workforce, and I don't think people completely understand the impact it's going to have on everyday lives. I mean, if you're tired of road construction right now, wait till it's drawn out another 6 months, because we just don't have enough people to finish the job. We just don't have construction coming up, a lot of public buildings, a lot of road construction coming up. And if we don't have the people coming into the trade that we start training right now, we're not going to have the people there to build those.
So if we have guys and gals willing to come in, and say, hey, I'm willing to go to work, they're going to find work.
They're going to find work, and they're going to stay busy for quite a while. I mean, construction, one of the misconceptions about it is how, you may not always be employed. I can tell you for the foreseeable future, just the shortage we have in our workforce, they're going to be employed. They're going to find work in whatever they want to do.
It really is a lot of fun. Now, where are we going? Where do we have heavy equipment?
Right down at the end of this road here, we have a bunch of equipment out there that students actually get to get on and operate, to try out. It's a lot of fun. It's my favorite part of it every time I get to hop on one and try not to break it.
I can tell you that FMI, loans Takahouchi to us, the Extreme team, and he says, Mark, you can get in it and you can turn it on, but let Lance and the other guys operate it, because he's seen me operate. It's fun, though. It's a ton of fun.
Yeah, that's what I get too. So I'm a great example. You can get involved in the construction industry and not have the skill. They will train you the skill, let me tell you.
Okay, where are we going? We're going that way?
Yeah, going right down this way.
Well, I didn't know we were jogging today. Yeah, I know, it's out there. But it's all right. We need the exercise.
That's right. We have a beautiful day for it, so these kids are going to have so much fun.
Do you find it interesting that we're acclimating to cooler temperatures now?
I know, yes, I am.
So then you're wearing a T-shirt and you're like, oh, okay.
The sun came out. It's T-shirt time again, right?
Yeah.
I don't need a coat.
Clearly. And yet all the kids are wearing coats. I I think this is the first I've seen that. We're going to be wrapping this up soon, but we want to show you the heavy equipment and what the kids get to operate, which is, again, a unique experience because you're looking at, I don't know, an excavator, $150,000 to $200,000 for a small one. I mean, but once you learn how to operate these, you really, I mean, you've got some power in where you want to go and who you want to work for.
Exactly. You know, and also, one of the great things about the equipment side of it that I think is how rapidly the technology is evolving. You know, they don't look anything like they did 15 years ago. And 15 years from now, we may be operating them all way back here with a remote control.
Sitting back, drinking a coffee, going, hold on, let me push that around. Yeah. They do have, Volvo has come out with an automated line for mining they're using in Europe, and it's been quite successful, but they need people to build it. They need people to operate it, to program it. Some of that is college educated, some of that is working from the ground up on some of these projects.
Exactly. And, you know, that's why we need to get people in now to start thinking about these careers. We need to get to them younger, honestly. It's a whole different skill set than they needed when we went through school.
So there are those kids who are good with, you know, some of the video games and stuff. You sit in some of these excavators and some of the cranes, and you're like, oh, wait a minute, I've done this.
Yeah, exactly. We have a simulator inside where you could operate a crane on a simulator. We have, you know, the technology side, the use of drones now, that we, again, don't have the skill set right now to operate. There's a group on different countries. I think Japan right now has a remote control drone that will paint a building for you. Nice. You know, there's robotic bricklayers. There are ergonomic suits you can wear for installing drywall, so that, you know, the ergonomics are, the pressure on your body isn't the same. I mean, just the technology is amazing and it's changing every day. Oh. And these kids are going to be the ones who show us how to operate it.
Yeah, they're going to be in there teaching us. So there you have it. We've got cranes, again, we've got excavators, loaders, you know, we got the cement truck,
Semi-trucks.
The semis, and just, again, being a semi-truck driver and working for local delivery, you're home every night, you make a good wage, and you can learn that in a short period of time.
You certainly can, and we have such a shortage of truck drivers. If there's one field that we really need people in, truck drivers is it. And so, you know, to look into that field is a great opportunity for anyone.
Okay. I want to thank you so very much.
Thank
I
you.
Appreciate it. Best of luck. Yes. And again, as she put it, down the road, without these tradespeople, all right, we're going to see projects lengthened out. It's going to take longer to do, or we won't see the projects done at all because we don't have the companies big enough to do them. And we want to keep as many of these kids local and as many of the companies doing local work on local projects, and we can do that if we can supply them the tradespeople they need. So the construction open house and what is it?
Construction Career Days.
Construction Career Days. Thank you very much. Been talking so much I forgot where I was. But anyway, this is just one example of how these kids are going to find out what's going on. If you're a parent and your child says, oh, I think that'd be interesting, please note that there are great careers in the trades, and I guess it's just four-year college just isn't absolutely for everybody, and there's great jobs out there for those who don't have a four-year degree but are still brilliant on equipment, brilliant at driving truck, know what they're doing.
That's right. You know, never stop learning, but there's more ways to do it. Apprenticeships, on-the-job training, community college programs. I think there's a lot of different opportunities out there for them, and college isn't necessarily the answer.
Okay, thank you very much. Guys, I want you to have a great day and know that in your house, in your building, where you're working right now, where you're watching this, a tradesperson helped put that building, that door, that wall up and on, and that roof over you, and hopefully did a fine job. I'm Mark Peterson. Thanks for watching, and again, you'll be able to see the replay of this, and we'll put some links on so you know where to go to find out more information.